Hey everybody, Bear here. How's it going? Today's video, I am bringing to you a team composition video. The theme for this team comp is double tap. Double tap is a mechanic in the board game in which a few of the operators can perform two shoot actions within a single activation. Um, so yeah, this is my team comp. The core of it, which is the actual double tap mechanic, I have Sledge, Jackal, and Maverick. And then to round out the team comp, I have decided to go with Flores and Zero. And now just sort of a breakdown for everybody. So Sledge is as much a superstar in the board game as he is in the video game. Um, he brings a very unique ability, which brings both destruction and a little bit of utility removal. He's a hatch bully as well. He has the best close range to use for contesting overwatches from the upper floor area, and he's got just orange destruction. So just like the ultimate destruction machine. Next up, we have Jackal. The really big focus on Jackal is his passive, which will prevent defending players from moving to or from the upper floor areas because then they will receive a locate marker. So if they are hidden, they will then be revealed as well as located. Really cool with his ability is its flexibility, in which you can use it from either a vertical room or you can go to the upper floor area to do so as well. So it's good with him to probably use him passive, as that's going to be a really important ability to use. Um, just to it just automatically puts so much pressure on the defending player to decide if they want to reveal their operators in the early game. And then lastly, to round out the double tap mechanic, we have Maverick. He is your hard breacher, but he's not as traditional as the rest of them. Uh, However, with his ability, he gets to follow up the breach action with a shoot action, which is really good. To round out his kit, he's very fast. He's got the run 5, so you can really utilize him for getting those flank angles and then breach. And then with the breach, either you're breaching into a room where you know that there are operators, or as long as he can stay out of line of sight of their overwatch, you can get a good flank for him to not be reposted against. And also, if things work out for you, I know his short and his long range aren't super good, but if you can get the flank onto an opposing operator uh, from an angle where they don't have cover, then like his short, medium, and long range are super solid. Um, and then for the fill-in slots, first we have Flores. Um, well, and Zero. I'll combine them too. So these two, they don't actually have the double tap mechanic, but their abilities do offer potential damage if you roll it good. So that's why I went with these two, but they also fit in their own sort of unique roles within the construct of this composition. So with Flores, he does have a drone. I think that is important to usually bring at least one other drone operator, just so that you don't have to use only the three that come with your tactical inventory. But on top of that, it's a drone. It does orange destruction, and it does damage from an orange die, which is all really, really good. Um, but also, you can, because he does have a drone, you can use that to scout out a room first. For anybody, you can scout out the room, but with him, it's just like added bonus of destroying anything that you need to get rid of, or going ahead and doing some early damage, which then just makes for like an easy wallbang. And then lastly, we have Zero. Um, to be honest, I misread his ability at first because I thought that his Argus cams would automatically locate anybody in the room. It does not. It's treated just like a normal default cam. But that doesn't take away from what he can do, because one interesting thing that I did find out that could sort of fit into his playstyle is he can, if you use the Argus cam in a room and they have a hidden operator, we'll just say one. Well, they can either destroy the his Argus cam with that operator, thus revealing the operator. They won't be located, but they will be revealed. They won't do anything with that operator at all, so you can kind of just hold somebody down in a room unless they're just not ready to use it. Or your Argus cam can pull one of their other potentially already revealed operators out of position so that they can, help free up their token that's being watched by a camera. Um, so with him, you can use him, I would say, either aggressively, in which you are placing your Argus cams in room with hidden tokens, and then seeing what the opponent does with it. Or you can use his cams for flank watches. If you're worried about if you're not running a whole bunch of claymores or any at all, he can kind of help out with that on a flank watch. But this is my sort of first pick rendition of this. Key takeaways from this: you've got really good damage across the board. A lot of red dies, a lot of orange dies. Not so other than Maverick, there's not a whole lot of the cover die. But even if there is, they offer pretty good damage. You've got really good intel between Jackal just putting immediate pressure on at the very beginning. You've got drones from Flores, and then you've also got Zero who can put his cams wherever you might need to, whether it's on a flank or if you want to put it in the objective room or anything like that. Um, and then the last big takeaway from this is just the orange destruction rating on Sledge, Jackal, Maverick, and Flores. Usually, when I build my teams, I don't have four operators with orange destruction. Um, but I don't know, everything just seems like it meshes pretty well, especially with the theme that we went with. Um, I do also have some alternative picks if you maybe just don't care about any of these operators, or if you are playing a pick and ban, and if you're kind of just looking for someone else to maybe fill out the role. So for my alternative picks, I think my first alternative pick would be Zofia. So she fits into the same slot as Flores and Zero, where she doesn't actually have a double tap, but she does offer additional damage with her ability. So you can use her ability, then you can shoot, things like that. But the big takeaway from her is her stun. Stun is a very underrated mechanic in the game. People don't use it enough, and maybe after this, people might start using it a bit more, or uh, just giving more homage to it. Um, but she can use it. The fact that she can ignore a barricade is good, so she can use her ability from safety before she decides to do anything else or anything like that. Again, if you're using her ability on a hidden token, it's going to be stunned whether you do damage or not. The damage will just depend on if the token gets revealed or not. So um, you could use this as information if you want to. Not super viable, but there are plenty of other ways where you can get information. She also maintains the orange destruction rating, sort of almost across the board, which is really good, and all of her ranges are super solid going into that. So she fits in really well with that as well. Next is sort of a combination between the two, but I have Ying and Blitz. And for both of them, I kind of just picked them because they also come with a stun, which, again, in my opinion, is a very underrated thing. But to have at least one operator who can just stun an entire room, whether there's one, two, or maybe three operators in it, that's really, really good. On top of that, when you are stunning a room, that is making it safer for the rest of your team to close the distance or to just try and interact with the room. So if you are double tapping people in a room, you use one of these two, they're different, they do the same thing, they each have their own merit, but it makes it safer for the take Maverick for instance. If you are coming at an angle where you are being overwatched in that direction. Well, if you flashbang the room first, and if you know someone's in there, well, now Maverick can come in, he can destroy the wall, he gets his free shot, he already has light cover. If he's leaning, you do have heavy cover, but like already right there, like he's a lot safer than he was before because um, the defender is only rolling 2 yellow die versus maybe a yellow and 2 orange or a yellow and 2 red or what have you. So um, both of these are super good. I really like the big thing about Blitz for me. I mean, he's got his light protection, which is good, but also he is the only operator where all three of his ranges have 4 die and he has no cover die. I know he's got a bunch of yellows, but you can have some really good rolls with the 3 yellows. I know I've had it before, but I think that's just a really good thing. It also just fits well with this kit. If you do have to expose him, you lean him out into gunfire. Hopefully he doesn't take damage, but even if he does, you can still flashbang the room, and now you've hit everybody, and now their return fire isn't going to be as relevant, because you've got the heavy protection or the light protection, and they just can't roll high enough. As for the side of Ying, uh, similar to how Zofia can use her ability uh, from cover or protection, Ying can do the same exact thing. Also she can do it vertically, so she's got a lot of versatility um, in where she can use her ability. But yeah, both of these people, Ying and Blitz, to me they serve the same purpose, just in a different manner. And then lastly, I have Lion. This is more of a bias pick. Lion is my favorite operator in the game. Um, so that's kind of what I went with him. But with him, the interesting thing, I think he could swap in for Zero. Um, to me, they both sort of serve the same purpose. They do it in different ways. Zero's Argus Cam does not immediately mark, but it does damage, where Lion's EE1D will locate immediately, but it does not do damage. On top of that, if you smoke his drone, the defending player can't do anything about the drone until the smoke dissipates, or if they have an impact nade. Because the EE1D compared to the Argus Cam is not always visible. Therefore, it cannot be targeted if it's inside the smoke because it can't be seen or located or anything like that. Um, and his ranges, just like everybody else, super good across the board. Um, yeah, that's that's sort of my take on this double tap. This isn't the best double tap comp or anything like this. I honestly haven't used this exact comp in a game, but I have used everybody individually, so I have had experience um, with everybody here. But yeah, I'm probably gonna make a defensive double tap comp as well, because we do have operators over on that side who can bring some stuff to the table. Um, but yeah, let me know what you think. Do you agree? Is there anything differently that you would do? Um, anything like that? But yeah, thanks for watching.